Welcome to EveryLA Talks with Los Angeles real estate agent Matias Masucci.
Today we are talking with Paul Delory, who inherited 14 millions and lost it all. Let's start from the beginning. Where did the money come from? How did the inheritance come into your life?
Okay, in 2010, actually 2009, I met my biological father for the first time.
Okay.
He was a Vietnam vet. He was in a nursing home at the time, and within 6 weeks, I was at his bedside in hospice, and I was his only heir. I later learned, but I was 35 at the time, and when he was in hospice, I kind of figured out, well, he's not going to get better. So I went to his home just to secure the place, see what there was, and I noticed his desk with a printer, desktop computer, big honking thing, and printer on it. And on top of the printer was his 2008 income tax return. And on the bottom of the first page, it showed he had almost something like $1.5 million of income from his investments. And so I figured out, long story short, that he had a $28 million estate. I was the sole heir. I ended up, after paying the federal and state estate taxes, almost half of it was lost to that. But then I ended up getting 14 million. I had no instructions. I was left absolutely nothing, just money in the bank, or the trading account. And basically what happened is financial people came out of the woodwork with great investments, supposedly great investments and all this kind of stuff. And I thought, yeah, sure, can't lose.
When we hear about people inheriting a lot of money and losing them, there's always gambling involved, drugs, people that, we see things like that. Now, you were already an attorney, right?
So I'm a probate and estate planning attorney at this time. I really thought I knew what was going on. And I had literally written an article in the local paper about how to protect heirs from losing their inheritance. So I really thought I was on top of all this stuff. But when it happened to me, I was blindsided. And so, I ended up just making bad decisions. Again, because I had no instructions for what to do, no guidance, no roadmap, nothing.
So let's take a little step back. You inherit this money. This isn't about people swindling and stealing the money from you. This is about the fact that you experienced sudden wealth. You did not slowly earn from your salary to make 14 million. You just had whatever your net worth was at the time, and then suddenly you are the best looking person at the ball, and everybody wants to dance with you.
You can tell me if this is me being swindled or not.
Okay.
I invested in a company up in Portland, Oregon, and I bought a bunch of stock. Shortly after that, the president of the company invited me up to his new house. It was a beautiful house. He just purchased it. He put a gate in to this place, and I guess the gate whole thing cost $1 million. It had a helicopter pad on top, and it wasn't until maybe a year later, I thought it was pretty smart. I thought, well, this is great. He's a real successful person. No, I actually ended up eventually piecing things together, and that was my investment, was his house. So, yeah. So, I guess I was swindled.
If your investing was successful, you wouldn't be doing what you were doing now, right? If you turned that 14 into 30 millions, then probably you wouldn't be doing what you're doing right now. It's the journey that got you to where you are, right?
I'm really having the time of my life right now. And looking back, I think to answer your question, so, what have I gotten from it? Money's like a magnifying glass, in my opinion. And a lot of money is like a big magnifying glass. And whatever flaws you have, if you're an addict and you get some money, you're going to spend it on, whatever your drug of choice is. If you're, if you're irresponsible, you get some money, you're going to be more irresponsible. If you're a mean person, you get a bunch of money, you're just going to be a mean person with money. So, and you'll be able to be more mean to more people with that much money. So, so for me, like it made it blatantly obvious what my flaws were, and I really needed to figure out who I was, and so, and that's just so important, and it's a learning journey for anyone listening to this podcast. You know, we're all on a journey, and so it's just really, it's important to, I guess, always kind of ask yourself, you know, who am I, and and that's your foundation.
Yes, it reminds me of, you know, on the Oracle of Delphi, all those Greek philosophers, know thyself. That was
there you go.
Written on the
there
door.
You go.
Know thyself. Paul, it's been such a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for coming on the show. Thank you very much for coming, for sharing your story with my audience. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Thank you for watching. To find out more, visit EveryLA.com.